show you the build of our Executioner 700R4 transmission. As you can see, we have cores for many makes and models. We'll first choose the right one for this application. For this one, we'll use a two-wheel drive 700R4. Now that we've picked our core, let's stick it on the teardown bench and let's get started at ripping this baby apart. We take the core completely apart so we can separate the good parts from the bad parts. Now that we know what we're going to use, we have to start cleaning. We stick our case in our parts washer. That baby runs at about 140 degrees. It'll cook anything clean. Now we have to take our internal parts, inspect them, and clean them up too. Now that we have everything cleaned up, we'll show you the parts that we do replace. Here are all the parts that we replace with new. All the bushings, bearings, washers, clutches, steels, the band, the pump rotor, sun shell, the planet, bolt sprags, filter, valve springs, valves, servo, rings, and seals. These parts are used by some builders, but of course we put them where they belong, in the trash. Okay, I'd like to show you how our shop is set up here at G-Men. We have one shop that we do all of our teardowns, keep our cores in, and clean all your parts up. Then we have a separate shop that we do your build. So the environment's always clean where your new transmission is being built. Alright, let's get back to the build. We have the case all prepped up and ready for paint. Next thing we got to do is add the primer. Now we add the primer and we start changing this tranny into an Executioner. Now we put on the coat of paint. Then we add our clear coat. This seals in the paint so it don't wear out so fast. If you look at the paint job close, you can tell that it changes colors when the light hits it in different directions. Now that we have the case painted, let's start assembling this so we can get this out to our customer. Take it over to the build shop, to our clean environment, and we'll start putting this thing together. Now that we have everything in the build shop, let's take a look at the rear planetary assembly. With the rear planetary assembly, we have 5 new clutches and steels for low and reverse. We have the new 5-pinion planet and a heavy-duty low and reverse sprag and all new bearings. Now let's take this assembly and put it in our transmission. Now with it assembled in the transmission, if you look close, you can see the 5-pinion planet gears, and you can also see the heavy-duty sprag. Now we have to go to the 2/4 band servo. With the band servo, we have all new rings, all new O-rings, and we put in the new Corvette servo piston. This is a servo assembly all put together before we stick it in the transmission. Now that we have the servo assembled, we lube it up and we install it in the transmission. The next thing that goes into the transmission is the front planetary assembly. Front planetary assembly has new bearings, has new thrust washers, and new bushings, and the beast shell. The beast shell is 3 times stronger than the factory shell. Every weak spot in the factory shell is history with the beast shell. Now we need to install our front planetary assembly. This is how it looks all assembled into your transmission. The input drum's next. Let's look inside it and see what it all consists of. First we start off with the Rayves's Z-Pack. This is a one-sided clutch system that has 15 clutches instead of the factory 5 clutches. This is made this way so the 3/4 pack will run super cool in your input drum. The input drum also has 5 new clutches and steels for the forward clutch pack and 2 new clutches and steels for the overrun clutch pack. Here are all the apply pistons for the input drum. This is the new input sprag with all the new lip seals. Now we need to assemble the input drum. This is the way it looks when it's totally assembled. Now we turn the input drum over and we take the oil rings and size them onto the input shaft. Now we'll let the input drums ready to be installed. Let's go to the reverse drum and see what's inside it. The reverse drum has 4 new clutches and steels. Here are the new lip seals also. We do resurface your reverse drum so the new wide band has a fresh surface to ride on too. This is the reverse drum totally assembled and a look at the wide band that is installed. Now that the drums are assembled, let's put them together and put them into the transmission. Here's a picture of the drums all the way in the transmission. If you look close, you can see the 2/4 band around the reverse drum. This takes us to the pump. Let's look at everything we put in our pump. We paint the pump, and here we have the 13 vane pump rotor. It has a 500 boost valve and sleeve, new seals and bushings, with the new springs and 13 new vanes. And we have the Arden pump rings. This is the new G-Men pump. This is it, all assembled. Now we need to install the pump, but before we do, we need to lube it to protect the new O-ring. Then we install it in the transmission. Now the pump is torqued into place. As we build your transmission, we check all the clearances and apply air pressure to make sure all the pistons apply. Now we go to the valve body. First, we completely disassemble it. We pull every valve and spring out so it can be cleaned. We do not just check your valves to see if they are stuck with a screwdriver. We completely disassemble it and rebuild your valve body. Here are all the valves and springs in the valve body. Here are all the new springs with the new wide open throttle valve, TV plunger and sleeve, and the new anti-stick TV valve. Now we oil the valve body and we assemble it. We drill your separator plate so we can get maximum oil flow. When we install your valve body, we block off the accumulators, put in your lockup solenoid, torque the valve body, put your filter in, and then we're ready for the pan. The pan and the governor cover are painted and it's installed with a new governor. Look, there's another G-Men transmission born. You'd like to see your transmission being built, we also do DVDs of your transmission. And we stamp your name on it so you know it's your transmission that is being built. After your transmission's ready to go, we build a custom crate for your transmission. This works so good that other shops are crating theirs now. They can copy our packaging, but there's no way they're going to copy our build. Our crate opens easy by removing the 8 screws at the bottom, then the top lifts right off. We ship your G-Men transmission with all the accessories you need, everything in the same crate. So when you see this crate at your house, you know it's your new G-Men transmission. As soon as your transmission leaves our shop, you get an email from FedEx Freight. So you can track your journey of your G-Men transmission right to your home or business. And we also do installations. So you don't have to worry about a thing. Just drive in with your 3-speed and then you can drive away with your new G-Men 4-speed. Thank you for your time.